I've got to do the same for her.
Then, Madonna's message to the paparazzi.
I just would like to take a moment to talk about what happened to Princess Diana.
The tears, the triumph as the spirit of a princess inspires MTV's Big Night.
It's one of the world's greatest tragedies. It's terrible.
Diana's touching last wish for her boys. Why she picked JFK Jr. as a role model for Prince William.
Plus, as she prepares for tomorrow's funeral, one of Diana's closest friends shares her letters from the princess.
I still imagine that tomorrow my phone is going to ring over here and it's going to be the princess.
Welcome to Entertainment Tonight for this Friday, September 5th, 1997. Hello, everybody. I'm Mary Hart.
And I'm Bob Goen. Thanks for joining us. Well, as the world knows, Diana, Princess of Wales, will be laid to rest tomorrow. And late tonight in London, Diana's body was moved from St. James Palace to Kensington Palace, where her funeral procession will begin in the morning. The son, who looks so like Diana, spoke in public today and flashed the shy smile that she gave him. ET's Mark Steinis begins our coverage.
Bob, as the world counts down the hours before Diana's final farewell, here at Buckingham Palace, record crowds have gathered outside the gates to catch a glimpse of the Queen and to hear her message to the nation. Perhaps the most important message of her 45-year pressure to address the grief being felt by all Britons. Earlier today, the Queen, dressed in black, met mourners outside the palace gates. And emotions ran high when Prince Charles led his two sons, William and Harry, to the sea of flowers nearly surrounding the royal compound.
They all looked very brave and they were an inspiration. Prince Charles had very bloodshot eyes and I felt really sorry for him.
Just as the Queen used television to share her personal grief with the public, billions worldwide will rely on television to say their final goodbyes. Thousands here will work through the night for this historic television coverage.
In the Abbey, about 25 cameras. Around the route and up and down the country, another 75, say. So we are approaching 100 cameras.
A fleet of cameras is being set up to cover the more than 80-mile procession, as well as the service at Westminster Abbey.
Well, I think we call it saturation viewing, which means nobody can count it. Certainly billions.
At the conclusion of the service, before the coffin emerges from Westminster Abbey, the world will observe a minute of silence. The BBC told us their cameras will then follow the procession north of London to the Spencer Estate, but will not be allowed inside at the request of the family. Mary?
Thank you, Mark. We may never know what happened in the last moments of Diana and Dodi's lives, but a camera in their luxury hotel affords us some dramatic clues. The last haunting images of life about to be cut short. These are the final moments of Princess Diana and Dodi Fayed as they left the Ritz Hotel for what would be their date with destiny. The chilling pictures of their final hours recorded by hotel surveillance cameras were made public today in London by Fayed spokesman Michael Cole.
You will see the evidence for yourself.
Cole laid out a timeline of the couple's final day, one which began with a harrowing trip into Paris from the airport.
En route, the cars are pursued by photographers.
That evening, the couple arrive at the Ritz for dinner.
This is Mr. Wingford, the security bodyguard, Mr. Dodi, and Trevor Rhys-Jones.
A short time later, they decide to dine privately in the hotel's Imperial Suite.
They then come down the foyer, go behind these pillars, and you'll see them shortly walk up the stairs to the Imperial Suite.
Later, as they prepare to leave, Dodi, with his arm around the princess, discusses their departure with hotel security.
This is the discussion concerning the paparazzi, the motorcycles, the reckless driving that had taken place by the paparazzi on the drive.
While the front of the hotel is filled with onlookers and press, they exit through the rear.
The group are getting into the vehicle. Trevor Rhys-Jones is getting to the front right-hand side. Obviously, Henry Paul jumping into the driver's seat. The princess is in the rear right-hand side behind Trevor Rhys-Jones. Mr. Dodi obviously behind the driver, Henry Paul. The cars are pulling away quite sedately and quite normally.
The crash occurred just minutes later. Cole also recounted the aftermath of the tragedy and what Dodi's father felt upon visiting the morgue.
Mr. Al-Fayed said, I could see that Dodi was at peace. He had a beautiful smile. Mr. Al-Fayed also visited Princess Diana and said she looked peaceful and serene.
It was also learned that a very special gift from Diana to Dodi was found.
The princess also gave to Dodi a pair of cufflinks.
Brilliant.
Thank you so much.
At 15, he is the mirror image of his mother, grieving over her death before the worldwide media. Now, the New Yorker magazine is reporting that shortly before her death, Princess Diana told the publication that she wanted her son to emulate John F. Kennedy Jr. in his dealings with the press.
I think what she was thinking about was somebody who could play the press and not get ruined by the press, somebody who could use the power of his celebrity to actually do good and be accessible.
Like William and his younger brother Harry, John Kennedy Jr. was thrust into the media spotlight at a young age during a time of tragedy. And in an interview with the New Yorker in June, Diana said she was trying to teach William how to handle the media.
He is, without a doubt, one of the most charismatic figures in Britain, and an extraordinary thing is about to happen where he's stepping in, literally, into a role that his mother had prepared for him.
I still imagine that tomorrow my phone is going to ring over here and it's going to be the princess.
Meanwhile, Lana Marks, a friend of Diana's who designed her purses and belts, is remembering the princess as a woman of warmth and openness.
Diana was an intelligent, warm, caring, giving, loving person who made everybody feel so comfortable, no matter who she was with.
Lana says the two would phone each other regularly. She particularly remembers a recent call about those paparazzi.
She called me from Saint-Tropez less than 2 weeks ago and said, Lana, I just don't know what to do about the press. They're hounding me. They don't leave me alone for a second. I've tried so hard to cooperate with them and give them whatever they want, and they're just ruining my life.
And as millions prepare to pay their last respects to the beloved princess, she is being remembered in a special tribute on A&E tomorrow night.
John will share one more moment with his princess, a song as he says farewell. Tonight on ABC's 2020 with Barbara Walters, Elton talks about the loss, the love, and the candlelight he'll forever keep lit for Diana.
Elton, you are going to sing at her funeral.
I've been asked to sing at her funeral, which I consider to be an incredible honor. I mean, I've been invited to the funeral anyway, which I also considered an incredible honor. It's quite a daunting thing, but I want to. I'm not scared about it. I really want to sing for her.
The new lyrics to Candle in the Wind don't refer to the hounding of the press as the original did, but include new words which say, the grace that placed itself where lives were torn apart.
What an assignment for you, Elton.
I cry very easily. And in a situation like that, where one is in a church and you have a choir and there's sacred music, which I find very beautiful. She kept her cool for me at Gianni's funeral, and she held her composure. I've got to do the same for her.
Elton was a presenter at last night's MTV Video Music Awards. He announced that MTV will donate a portion of the show's proceeds to the Princess Diana Memorial Fund.
In fact, $100,000 has been set aside to help support the AIDS charities to which Diana so generously donated her time, her energies, and her love.
She would have, no idea how much people loved her.
I'm not going to stand up here and rant and rave about the paparazzi or the irresponsible behavior of the editors of all the tabloids. It's time for us to take responsibility for our own insatiable need to run after gossip and scandals and lies and rumors.
At the awards, Madonna's thoughts were also of Princess Diana, and our Lisa Canning found a somberness at the event.
What was once MTV's wildest night has turned into a touching tribute for Princess Diana.
It's one of the world's greatest tragedies. It's terrible to see that our society has come to this.
It touches your heart. There's a sadness there. To be so young and so unexpected.
I loved her very much.
As the stars walked into Radio City Music Hall for the show, they faced hundreds of cameras, an eerie reminder of the paparazzi that allegedly caused Diana's tragic accident.
That's horrible that someone could have that in their heart, to even do that. I understand people have to make a living, but, you're making a living making other people's lives difficult.
I want to sing it with me.
British pop sensation Spice Girls wore black armbands during their performance to mourn Diana.
obviously we just got to look to the future and learn from it. That's the most important thing.
One of the wrong people to leave us so soon. Dodie was a friend of mine for 15 years, so I still don't believe it. It's like a surrealistic dream. Or nightmare, really.
I feel so sorry for our children, and it was a tragedy that did not have to happen.
While the memory of